At just 39 years old, Emmanuel Macron took the reins of France, and nothing would ever be the same. His rise was a political earthquake. No one saw it coming. A man with no traditional party roots, a former investment banker, suddenly emerged as the leader of a new political era. But how did this unknown figure break through the rigid walls of French politics and reach the top in record time? This is not just the story of a man. It's the story of a revolution, of a vision that challenged the status quo, and a relentless ambition that shook a nation. Born in 1977 in Amiens to a family of intellectuals, Macron's brilliance showed early. A gifted student, he quickly rose through the elite educational ranks. By 22, he had entered the prestigious École Nationale d'Administration, ENA, an incubator for France's top public officials. But Macron refused to walk the traditional path. After ENA, he pivoted to finance, becoming a banker, not for the comfort, not for the wealth, but to understand power and how to use it. It wasn't money that drove him. It was change. His first steps in politics came under President François Hollande, serving as an economic advisor. But Macron didn't blend in. He stood out. In 2016, he made a bold move. He founded La République En Marche, a movement built not on division, but on unity, bringing together voices from both the left and the right. It was daring, it was disruptive, and it resonated. In 2017, against all odds, Macron became president of France. A man with no party backing, no long political legacy, yet now the youngest leader of the Fifth Republic. It was a triumph, but it was also just the beginning. Macron arrived at the Élysée Palace with an ambitious agenda. He aimed to modernize France, its labor market, its retirement system, even its institutional structure. Early on, he passed controversial labor reforms, claiming they were essential for France to stay competitive. Unions raged, protests erupted, but Macron stood firm, convinced that real change required real resistance. Then came the storm. The Yellow Vest movement exploded in 2018. It began as outrage over fuel taxes, but quickly evolved into a national cry against inequality, elitism, and a sense of abandonment. Week after week, streets filled with anger. Macron, once seen as the future, now faced a tidal wave of public frustration. Was this the collapse of his presidency, or a test of his resilience? Through fire and fury, Macron pressed on. Internationally, he carved a new role for France on the global stage. He defended the Paris Climate Accord when others walked away. He spoke for democracy in an age of rising autocracies. He stood firm in global crises, from Syria to Libya, from Brexit to bold exchanges with Trump and Putin. While chaos unfolded across continents, Macron refused to fade into the background. He believed France had a voice, and he was determined to make it heard. Yet the tensions at home remained. The social divides deepened. While some applauded his reforms, many felt left behind. Still, he did not waver. His leadership during the COVID-19 pandemic demanded quick, decisive action. Balancing health, economy, and civil liberties, every step was scrutinized, every decision criticized. But Macron kept moving forward. Europe remains his grand vision, a united, sovereign, and resilient Europe in the face of populism and fragmentation. But with nationalism rising in countries like Hungary and Italy, can Macron's vision endure, or will it be torn apart by the very forces he seeks to overcome? His challenges are no longer just political or economic. They're existential. Climate change, global instability, technological disruption, social cohesion. Can Macron steer France through this storm? Or will the very fractures he tried to heal ultimately define his legacy? As France edges closer to its next election, the stakes could not be higher. Will Macron be remembered as a bold reformer who reshaped the nation, or a divisive figure who failed to unite it? Emmanuel Macron has already changed France. But will his legacy last? Or will history judge his audacity not as greatness, but as hubris? And now, we turn to you. What do you think about Emmanuel Macron's presidency? Was he the transformative leader France needed, or a high-stakes gamble? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories of the world's most influential leaders and their legacies.